All right, let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts, who had a odd game. I mean, they got off to such a good start, going up 10-0 early on, and they finished really strong, but they had a really rough stretch in the middle. So let's talk about really what do they need to do better, as they have Super Bowl aspirations. What do they need to improve upon, and what did they do well enough to ultimately get them to victory in this game? Let's just get into it. Let's start off with this play. So this one's going to be, one of the first plays of the game for the Eagles offense. It's a zone coverage concept, but really, the main thing to watch here is just how much time Hurts gets. Watch as when Hurts takes the snap. This is a 4-man rush, but it feels like it's a 0-man rush. There's just nobody there, and Hurts has a completely clean pocket. Sometimes it's a situation like this where you have all day to throw because you have how the quarterback navigate the pocket, and Hurts did a little bit, a step back, then stepped back up, all that good stuff. But as of right now, this is just elite level blocking by the Eagles, and they only have 5 guys blocking too. It's pretty crazy. Hurts eventually is going to get enough time to, find someone to hit. That just doesn't happen. That just almost never happens. So the fact that they were able to make that work gets them a touchdown early on, and, that was a very good play. We then saw their ground game work, where at first you're going to have Saquon Barkley, and this is an interesting play. So you have A.J. Brown going out to block the player you see he's supposed to block, the defensive back for Green Bay. As you see, he goes out, but it's Xavier McKinney, a guy who was just named All-Pro, and while that's mostly for his coverage, he does a good job here of getting around that block, and now he's in position to try and tackle Saquon Barkley. The issue is that Barkley's just faster. Watch him accelerate past Xavier McKinney, and then even jukes out another player before finally getting brought down. Again, Saquon Barkley can do impressive stuff like this, and while we always like to have the discussion of how valuable really are running backs, there's a lot of value on this play, certainly, 100%. And then we saw Hurts, right here. So it's going to be, hey, let's play off of that, right? Let's use the threat of Saquon to allow Hurts to run. We're seeing this with a lot of these rushing quarterbacks, is you don't want to run them too much in the regular season because you don't want them to get injured. And the reality is, for the Eagles, who knew they were a playoff team for basically the entire season, there's no real one play that's worth having your quarterback take a hit. In the playoffs, it's different, though. Sometimes you got to take the hits. So you see the edge rusher I've circled in black right here. As you see, he's going to move in, trying to make sure he can tackle Saquon Barkley. He feels like he has a chance, and usually when you feel like you have a chance, it's because the quarterback's keeping it, and this is Rashawn Gary. He actually kind of realizes that right now. Oh, wait, this is too easy. Let me stay with Hurts. The issue is he didn't realize it quick enough because Hurts is so quick. He's able to get past him, and also, good job by Hurts, sliding once you get the first down marker, because, hey, at the end of the day, you still don't want to be taking hits, even if it's the playoffs. You want to make sure you can protect yourself. If you want to try to go on a deep run or just finish the game, you got to make sure you do that. But then let's go over here, because things definitely stalled, and a big part of it was you get a negative play or you get a penalty, and now you're in these obvious passing situations. So as of right here for the Green Bay Packers, they're going to be playing a zone coverage concept, and this is kind of what the Eagles like to avoid. They like to, run the ball a lot, and then they can run play actions off of it, but also, they do have Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert, A.J. Brown. They have weapons, so they're not, in a disaster if they have to drop back and pass, you would think. Here you see Hurts is going to get outside the pocket, but the issue is just he's looking downfield, and he doesn't love what he sees. On top of this, there was an offensive penalty, so that doesn't help things, but still, you're in the situation. Play's been going on for a while. No one's getting open. This is what Green Bay has kind of done to people all year, is they cover really well. And if you can cover well, and it's an obvious passing situation, there's not much else you can do as a quarterback. Hurts decides here to just throw the football away. Maybe if he started rushing a little bit earlier, he could have gained a couple yards running, but it wouldn't have been much, and he wanted to see if something would get open, so I get it. But yeah, as a whole, not an ideal play there by the Eagles, but again, you have to tip your cap to the defense as well by the Packers. Also, going over here, there were a couple of these where so this is A.J. Brown going up one-on-one against zone coverage, so there should be a window for Hurts to be able to hit Brown here. Watch. Hurts takes the snap. He actually first starts looking somewhere else, but this is as open as it gets. Now, there is going to be some pressure in his face. You have to wonder how much that disrupted this play. However, as you see, it's just the ball is nowhere close. I can't tell. I didn't see a better replay, so maybe that was tipped, and if it was, then okay, it is what it is. But either way, this was an opportunity to get a conversion on 3rd and 4. It would have put them in field goal range. They ultimately had to punt, and then, basically the half was over, so they weren't able to score in an opportunity where they could have here. So not a great play here. Heading over here, all of a sudden the Packers started driving, so the Eagles had to make sure they kept it a 2-possession game consistently. So that's what they were doing. So you have this play. It's a play action rollout towards the bottom of the screen. Hurts is gonna look really towards that middle play. Watch as when Hurts takes the snap. I mean, first off, how he has to make this throw. There is a defender right in his face, so even though we'll cut to it, the receiver's wide open, it's not the easiest play in the world, but really this was a good play call by Philadelphia. As you see, Hurts is going to throw one, and Smith is able to make a big gain right there. That puts you right back in field goal range. So now in this spot, they were up 7. This makes sure that you're probably going to go up 10, but they don't want to just go up 10. They'd like to go up ideally 14. So then that brings us to here, which I'm going to say, I don't fully get this play call by Green Bay. They're going with an all-out blitz on a 2nd down and 1. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe they're trying to, fool Jalen Hurts. I don't know, but don't fully get this. And the Eagles have an easy way to beat this. Just going a quick tight end screen to Goddard. Just, again, you see how far off the corners have to play. This will almost certainly get you to 1st down. As you see, Hurts is going to quickly flip this one to Goddard, who makes a great catch. I mean, that was not a good throw from Hurts. I got to say, Hurts missed some throws in this game. Hurts is definitely going to go into next week saying, yeah, I want to play better. And, he missed a few weeks. Maybe he's still a little rusty. But this is why you talk about the play, right? You have Goddard here. Watch him just run over Carrington Valentine, the corner. I mean, that's just being bigger and stronger. I mean, you can kind of feel for the corner, right? I mean, what are you gonna do? Great stuff there from Goddard to be able to stay in bounds too. I mean, that's difficult to do. But yeah, these were big plays. They were then able to get a field goal drive after the Packers scored another touchdown to stay up 2 scores. It's good stuff. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, hey, you got to win. You feel good about all that stuff. Is there more they have to do? Yes, there is. And really, I mean, Hurts has to play better. That's a big part of it. Hurts, I did not think had his best game in this one. And they need to do a better job at getting open. And the good news is, I mean, depending on who they play, it could be better down the stretch because Green Bay covers really well. There's still some good coverage units, though, they might have to play. So, going to have to get open more. Going to have to pass the ball better, I think. The running game still is the running game, although it wasn't quite as dominant in this one as we've seen in past as well. But at the end of the day, there's no such thing as an underwhelming playoff victory. A win is a win, and I thought they did some really good stuff in this one as well, especially defensively. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.